All right, so I'm on the homework unit 6, day 2. On the back of the homework sheet where it says simplify each complex fraction on number 13. So before I do this problem, I need to get one fraction on the top and one fraction on the bottom. So I'm looking at the top fraction for what I'm going to use as a least common denominator, and I'm looking at the bottom at what I'm going to use. So at the top, this is 1 over 1 minus 1/4. My least common denominator is going to be 4. On the bottom, 2 over 1, negative 3 over 5. My least common denominator is going to be 5. So now when I look at what I need to multiply by, I have a denominator of 1. My least common denominator is 4. I'm missing 4, so I'm going to multiply by 4. If I look here, I'm not missing anything. This is my least common denominator, so I don't need to multiply 1 by anything. On the bottom, my least common denominator is 5. I have a 1 here, so I'm missing 5. I need to multiply the top by 5. Over here, I already have my least common denominator. I don't need to multiply it by anything. So this then becomes 4 minus 1 over 4 divided by 10 minus 3 over 5. When I simplify this, I get 3/4 divided by 7/5. And now we're back to day 1 material. Now I'm dividing fractions. I keep the first fraction exactly as it is. I switch it from division to multiplication, and I flip the second fraction. And then when you multiply fractions, it's top times top, bottom times bottom. And this does not reduce, and that's my final answer. So let's try one more of these. Let's do number 19. So on the top, I already have one fraction. So I'm good. On the bottom, though, I'm going to need to find what my least common denominator is, and then turn this into one fraction. So if I look here, I have 1 and I have x minus 4. My least common denominator, anytime one of my denominators is 1, is the other denominator. So my least common denominator is x minus 4. When I start looking at what I'm missing, on this first one, my denominator is 1. It's supposed to be x minus 4, so I'm missing x minus 4. So I'm going to multiply the top by x minus 4. The second one, my denominator is x minus 4. I don't need to multiply by anything. It's already the least common denominator. So when I do this one, I'm going to rewrite the top because I didn't need to change it. Down here, I get x minus 4 minus 2 over the least common denominator of x minus 4. This simplifies. X minus 4 minus 2 is x minus 6 over x minus 4. And now I'm back to day 1. I keep the first fraction. I change it to multiplication, and I flip the second fraction. And I look for things that are exactly the same. So if you notice here, x minus 4, those are exactly the same. I can cancel them, which gives me 3 over x minus